So there are some rules when we're simplifying with radicals. And one of the rules is you can't have a radical in the denominator. No radicals in the denominator. So I'll show you what we're going to do on this first one. We've got 2 square root 3 over 3 square root 10. But see, we can't have the square root of 10 down in the denominator. Now, you might remember we had an example of something like this, so you might be thinking, well, put it under one radical. But see, 3 over 10, that's not going to simplify. So what I need to do is I need to multiply by another square root 10. I'm allowed to do that as long as I do it to both the numerator and the denominator, right? Like it's like getting a common denominator. You can multiply by whatever you want in a fraction as long as it's the same in both the numerator and the denominator and it's not 0. Okay, so when you get that, then you can go back to your product rule and say 2 times the square root of 30, because you got 3 times 10, right? And then in the bottom, you've got 3 times 100, okay? But we know this is going to simplify because we made that work out so that we could take the square root of 100. All right, so now I'm going to have 2 square root 30 over 3 times 10, okay? Now I'm not quite done. I'll have 2 square root 30 over 30. Now, you can't cancel those 30s. I'll just tell you that right there. If you were thinking, oh, I'll cancel those 30s, you can't because one is inside the radical and the other is outside the radical. If they were both inside, you could cancel. If they were both outside, you could cancel. But when one's in and one's out, you can't. Okay, but 2 goes into 30 15 times, right? Okay, so my final answer here is going to be the square root of 30 over 15. That is the final answer. Now, you might have some questions, though, like, boy, that 30 seems kind of big. It seems like I should be able to do something with it. But what is 30? 30 is just, well, 3 times 10, right? Or 2 times 3 times 5, like if you broke it down into its primes. You don't have any pairs, so you can't get anything out. So even though 30 is kind of a big number, you can't simplify the square root of 30. And again, that 15, well, it's not inside the radical, is it? So you can't, you know, if you're thinking, oh, I want to cancel that 15 into the 30, you can't. So that one's done.